Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a woman complaining about gym bros at her local gym being loud while lifting weights. Primarily, she's angry that they're grunting and groaning while lifting heavy, saying they're annoying AF. After getting called out by people for being overly judgmental and having mean girl energy in the comments, she made a video backpedaling and saying she was only concerned with everyone's safety. We're going to watch the original clip as well as her backpedaling follow-up video and read some of the comments, so be sure to stick around until the end. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Hey, I'm Taylor. I'm addicted to working out. We are doing arms and abs today.
Alright, she says she's addicted to working out, and the caption on the screen reads, "Watch me get more and more annoyed of the gym bros." Okay.
Arms and abs today.
Okay, if we're getting angry at the amount of noise I'm hearing in the background currently, it sounds like a completely normal amount of gym noise and nothing over the top at all. Okay, she looks like she's getting annoyed now with the grunting. Okay, that seemed like a normal amount of grunting to me. Nothing too crazy.
You are the guy in the gym grunting and groaning over your weights and slamming them on the ground. Like, you're annoying as fuck.
He was groaning and grunting a little bit. I didn't think there was anything excessive there. It sounded like he was just pushing it. Like, when you really push it, you might accidentally let out a little grunt, like, "Ugh," as you try to lift the weight. It sounds dumb and it might look a little weird, but sometimes you have to make a little bit of effort noise when you're lifting heavy. I don't know what's so annoying about it. I don't know why this is concerning you at all.
You're not cool.
I don't think they're trying to be cool. I think they're just lifting heavy and making the noises associated with lifting heavy. As someone who's addicted to working out, you should definitely understand.
You knew that was gonna happen.
Was that one of the guys you were just complaining about with the grunting a moment ago? That would be funny. Then you see them in the gym and you're like, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" Okay, and now we're filming ourselves laying on the ground in the gym. That's funny that this is part of our workout video, like the last several seconds is just us laying on the ground. All right, that's the video that's causing all of the controversy. Unfortunately, she disabled comments on that video after she got a bunch of negative backlash. I don't think the people in that video were grunting loud enough or being annoying enough to necessitate complaining about them. I saw a fairly normal amount of grunting and groaning in that video. I don't think they were being annoying AF or anything like that or trying to be cool or whatever. As someone who's addicted to working out, you would think you would understand the type of noises that you might make when you're putting in a ton of effort. I don't think we should judge people or be angry at them for that. Also, there's Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness literally has a policy against that type of stuff, so if you don't like it, you can go there. Although I don't see what's to dislike. It doesn't bother me when I hear other people making some sort of effort noise, or like if I see somebody sweating or something. Hearing somebody go and grunt while they're lifting heavy is no different than seeing somebody sweat when they're running or pushing themselves in whatever type of way. There are various parts to working out that aren't really that attractive or pleasant. We start sweating and stinking and making all types of noises and stuff. It's just part of the process. As somebody that's addicted to working out, I would think you would know this. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna stop bringing that up. Isn't that a weird thing to say right before you go on to complain about people working out? I'm addicted to working out. What are all these people doing working out around here? Okay? What? I would have thought you've been in a gym before if you're addicted to working out. Either way, I think that was judgmental and unnecessary. Those dudes were just lifting weights. They weren't harming you or bothering you at all. I don't see what she's complaining about. Now we're going to take a look at the follow-up video where she's backpedaling and read some of the comments from that video because those are not disabled. She's going to be responding to this comment that reads, "The video comes off rude and judgmental. Instead of doubling down on what you said, just delete it."
Okay, apparently my video started a civil war. And I want to make one thing clear. If my video came off as judgmental against people that are training hard, that wasn't my intention. Please train hard, lift heavy, wear tiny shorts. I don't care. Like,
they were wearing tiny shorts as well? Oh my God, the plot thickens.
That's not my point.
That's what I like to do at the gym. I go in there and start grunting and groaning and wearing my tiny little shorts that are so short. You can see everything, man. Oh my God, it's awful. It is so awful. I can't believe they haven't kicked me out of there. No, but that would be funny. That's a good idea for a skit, although I might also get banned from the gym, so that's maybe not a great idea. You will not stop me from wearing little shorts in the gym, and don't you damn try.
What I was talking about was throwing weights around, slamming them down aggressively to the point where people in the gym feel unsafe.
What? That did not happen, and you did not mention that in the first video. We can go back and look in just a moment and see the part where the guy set the weight on the ground.
That was my personal experience in the gym, is being in the splash zone of weights aggressively being thrown on the ground to the point where it was unnecessary.
You were in the splash zone of weights being thrown on the ground? What? First of all, they didn't throw any weights on the ground. Secondly, if you did throw a weight on the ground, nothing is going to splash up at you. The ground is not made of water. The carpet isn't going to splash up debris on you or what. I don't understand what you mean you're in the splash zone of the weights being thrown at you.
Please, by all means, train hard. I love that. That's amazing.
I would hope so. You're addicted to working out, so.
But throwing weights and making the gym an unsafe environment to the point where people are nervous, that's where I don't enjoy it.
Dude, stop. Stop.
My video started a civil war.
Stop. Stop. Okay, now she's saying that she felt unsafe because they were throwing the weights around and she was in the splash zone. What does that mean? You were in the splash zone. The weight rack was right here. You were right here, and they were just throwing them at the weight rack, and some of them were missing and hitting you. Or so, I don't know, dude. We're getting really dramatic. Let's go back and look at that video again and see the part where they're throwing the weights on the ground, and she's in the splash zone. All right, let's pay attention because I believe the part she's referring to is right here. We can see the gentleman in the background right here with his weights. I can see that he's doing some curls. There it was. He set the weight on the ground. Look at the look on her face. She's like, really? Look right here in the background, right here. You'll see him set it on the ground. He went, boom. I saw him. You can clearly see him. There's his butt. There's his little shorts. There are the little shorts she was talking about. I gotta get me a pair of those to make everybody in the gym mad. Yep. Look at the look on her face. That's the slamming of the weights where she felt unsafe and she was in the splash zone. It doesn't look like you're anywhere near that guy. You are here. He's way over there. We can see his reflection here. He's nowhere near you. He didn't throw the weight anywhere near you. You weren't unsafe. Basically, nothing happened. That was a nothing burger. Let's see it again. She gets annoyed. All he did was set the weight on the ground. Okay, so that was the part where he was slamming the weights around and throwing them on the ground, and she was in the splash zone. Or whatever. I didn't see all that. I saw somebody carefully set a barbell on the ground. I heard a clank sound because there were metal weights on the metal barbell. So when it hit the ground, it was like clank. I don't know why we're offended by the sound of weights being set on the ground in a gym, especially if we're addicted to working out. You would think we'd be used to these sounds by now. I'm not going to stop bringing that up just because it's a silly thing to say right before you go and complain about people doing stuff in the gym, you know? Like, now let's take a look at some of the comments. The description reads, I was judgmental and I apologize for that. It was not my intention. However, I will stand 10 toes on the ground on keeping the weight room safe for everyone. It wasn't unsafe, and it's funny that you're trying to put that spin on it when you got a bunch of negative backlash from people because you were being judgmental and had mean girl energy. Also, I'm very sick of hearing the phrase, I'll stand 10 toes down or 10 toes to the ground or whatever. That seems to be what people say when they don't actually have a retort or anything valid to respond with. Like that Jillian Michaels debate. Once she laid a bunch of science and facts on all of those people, one of them was like, well, I'll stand 10 toes down to blah, 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 blah. She just started talking about a bunch of emotional stuff instead of countering the points that Jillian made. And people often use that phrase when they're doing just that. You bring up a bunch of science and stuff to somebody and they're like, well, screw all that. I'll stand 10 toes down. They just start talking about their emotions. That's how you know when somebody's lost a debate, when they just start bringing up how they feel about stuff and start making all these declarations. I'll do this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Like, how about you counter the point? Instead of standing 10 toes down and all this type of stuff, how about we stay in this conversation and counter that point or this point, whatever. This person says, you absolutely are backpedaling. You did not say anything about being unsafe. You said they were effing annoying. You just got called out. Yep, that's true. You did not mention safety in the original video. This person says, always thought you had mean girl energy. Okay, they must have been following her for a moment. And this is not the first incident. This person says, girl, you better stop. This is getting embarrassing. I love when people make up wacky excuses for the things that they did. I was just concerned with everyone's safety. Like, dude, stop. This person says your original video had absolutely nothing to do with safety. Come on, girl. You were trying to backpedal and cover up your ass from being attacked about this. We know the original intent was you hoping many others would agree with you. With that said, you were giving this way too much attention. Perhaps just be more mindful of things you share online. What I dislike very much is that she disabled the comments on that original video. I can go back to it now, but I won't. You're just gonna have to trust me. She disabled the comments on it, which was very annoying to me. There were a lot of bangers on there. I hate it when people disable the comments, man. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but when I see something wild as hell, like in an Instagram reel or whatever, I run immediately to the comments. I know the rest of you do too. I see a comment like that all the time where people are like, I ran to the comments immediately. This person says, I really hope Joey Swoll sees your video and calls you out for your unnecessary accusations and fake excuses. He did. He did see her video, and we're gonna watch his response in just a moment. Laura Durham says, it completely came off that way. As someone who doesn't like to be made fun of or criticized, you should have known better. Also, as somebody who's addicted to working out, you would think you would not have an issue with people making effort sounds. Those were effort noises, like, that was the sound of effort. You know what I mean? Effort. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person says why people don't own up to their mistakes. If you're wrong, just apologize. You need to do better. You need to do better. This person says once you make it to Joey Swoll's page, there's no going back. That's true. This person says nothing was aggressively thrown in your direction at all. What isn't acceptable is videotaping anyone without their consent. That part is annoying as fuck. How can you preach acceptance and positivity? That dude was minding his own business. Maybe he was there for his mental health. Maybe he was there because he also has goals. Maybe he didn't know someone was filming him without his consent. You can't have it both ways, girl. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. He wasn't aggressively throwing anything. He was minding his own business. This person says, unsafe. And then there's a bunch of laughing faces. So I basically just read that properly. Unsafe, and then I laughed my ass off for several moments. Yeah, that was... What a bizarre twist to try to put on this story. I didn't feel safe. That's why I said all that stuff. What are you talking about? He was nowhere near you. You didn't feel safe. You had these annoyed looks on your face like, oh, can you believe these guys? Those weren't the looks on the face of, oh no, I'm scared for my safety. This person says, unsafe, come on. And then they have the eye roll emoji. This person says, nope, unfollowing. The mean girl vibes isn't really doing it for me. For me. This person says, you only had one job, to apologize. But no, you came up with a weird explanation that no one believes. Come on, you can do better. This person says you absolutely are backpedaling. You did not say anything about being unsafe. You said they were effing annoying. You just got called out. Yeah, you did get called out. This person says tripling down and then turning off the comments is crazy work. Yeah, it is. Turning off the comments on that original video was very annoying. I went back there to get the proper juicy bits of this story, but the comments were off. And now we have to read these comments. Luckily, these aren't turned off. Let's see what people say in response to that. This person responds to that by saying, right? And then this other person says, yup, backpedaling. More lies won't do it right. This person says, I came for the comments and they are not disappointing. Yeah, I often come for the comments too, so it's very annoying when people disable them. You know, if you say a bunch of controversial stuff or do something ridiculous, don't turn off the comments. I want to see everybody calling you out for this. This person says, why the F are you trying to gaslight everyone on Insta? We all saw the video. What do you mean? She was clearly concerned for her safety in that video. This person says, sadly, you're full of it. I hope people unfollow you for your behavior. Vicky says, unsafe, stop it. Yeah, that was really bizarre. What a bizarre thing to say. This person says, girl, give me a break. The next comment reads, girl, we could see the aggressive throwing of the weights in the mirror. There was nothing aggressive about it. Yeah, no, he didn't throw anything. He set the weight on the ground. This person breaks it down perfectly. He placed that mini barbell from ankle height in a controlled manner and straight to the ground. That isn't unsafe, and it's clear you're backpedaling because the majority of your video was judging him for grunting, saying it was annoying as fuck. But you never mentioned unsafe. Just admit it, and you might lose less respect. This person says, when you start lifting heavy, you will make those sounds too. Ooh, dunked on, son. This person says, stop filming in gyms. Be respectful to others. You said what you said. It was disrespectful. Okay, so as we can see, nobody in the comments is buying that excuse. Nobody thinks it was unsafe, and also she didn't mention it being unsafe in that original video. We could all also clearly see the dude in the background carefully setting down that barbell. You can see the part in the video where he sets it down, it makes a clank sound, and then she gets this look on her face like, get a load of this guy lifting a weight in the damn gym. What? He's over there lifting a weight? In the gym? What? This is crazy, dude. I can't believe it. A couple people in the comments mentioned Joey Swoll and what would happen if he got his hands on this clip. Well, it turns out that Joey Swoll did hear about this story, and we're gonna take a look at his response now.
You are the guy in the gym grunting and groaning over your weights and slamming them on the ground. Like, you're annoying as fuck.
Just a quick update on this video from last night where this woman gets annoyed with a gym bro for grunting and slamming his weights to the ground. Now, was she accountable, realizing that what she did was wrong and you don't treat people this way in the gym?
Of course, Joey. And she made a video apologizing and telling everybody how sorry she was, and she didn't mean it.
Of course not.
Oh, well, no, you're right. We actually just saw the video of her backpedaling.
Instead, she doubled down and said, and I quote, that he was throwing hundreds of pounds to the ground and throwing his weights at her feet.
Okay, I must have missed that. That must have been from a story or something that she also posted. This little update right here.
Making the gym an unsafe place.
She said he threw hundreds of pounds to the ground? Dude, we could see that he was doing curls, and there was not hundreds of pounds on there. There was a normal amount of curling weight on there. Like, I don't even know. There were a couple of little plates on each side. Nowhere near even 100 pounds, dude. Like,
To the ground and throwing his weights.
Throwing weights down at people's feet. No, he did not. He set it down carefully by his own feet. Because how do you even, like, he would have to throw it for it to end up by somebody else's feet. Or he's got really long arms. He reaches across the gym and sets it by your feet. You're like, what are you doing? Put your weights by your own feet.
At her feet, making the gym an unsafe place.
I also thought that was BS, Joey Swoll.
Let's take a look one more time at him slamming his weights at her feet.
Please. In the background we could see. That looked like carefully setting a barbell on the ground to me, Joey.
Yeah, that's not slamming the weights. He literally bends over to put the weights down. It's not hundreds of pounds, and it's nowhere near your feet.
Correct on all accounts, Joey. Joseph, you are correct.
But you know what? I did talk to this young man. His name is Nolan. He was really up.
Okay, let's see this little conversation. I got your back, brother. Also, what gym is this? In my opinion, they should kick her ass out. She doubled down and said you make the gym unsafe. That's Joey. And then the dude that he's talking to says, thanks, brother. I appreciate that you made the video. It's Thorbeck's in Centralia, Washington. Yeah, it's crazy that she doubled down and went with it and then changed the narrative, saying that it's not only me, but it clearly was about me. Oh, she later on tried to say multiple people were making the gym unsafe or whatever. It was clearly you with your little shorts in the background. I gotta get me a pair of those little ass gym shorts. Offend everybody in the gym.
To this young man. His name is Nolan. He was really upset that you posted this video, and he thanked me for having his back and defending him.
He didn't seem that upset, dude. We don't need to make him out to be all like crying or something. He was really upset. He started crying to me. He told me not to tell anybody. But he was crying, man. It devastated him. You should have seen Nolan just crying, sniveling like a little bitch. It was pathetic. I told him I wouldn't tell anybody. Oh, sorry about that, Nolan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Nolan.
He goes to work for 10 to 12-hour days at USPS, busting his butt.
That's a very hard job that does not get enough respect.
And still finds time to hit the gym and work hard. and you tried to take that away from him. Shame on you. And
I agree, Joey Swoll.
again, the sad part is you post online looking for sympathy from everybody.
Okay, so this was a clip of one of her previous videos where she's replying to a comment that says, 600-pound life called, they are looking for you. Okay, so people have made fun of her before, and she's made videos looking for sympathy, like Joey just said. And now here she is, making fun of others. Not chill, man.
You post online looking for sympathy from everybody when someone makes fun of you, but you don't know better than to do that to someone else. You should apologize to no one, and if you don't, this gym should kick your ass out.
All right, you're getting really intense, Joey. All right, man, he's getting really intense. Yeah, honestly, you should apologize to that dude. He was just minding his own business. You filmed him and then started complaining about him to the internet.
You need to do better. Mind your own business. Is slamming the weights in the room with us right now?
Is slamming the weights in the room with us right now, he ended the video by saying. It's funny that Joey showed a clip of her being made fun of by other people and looking for sympathy from her audience, and then she goes on to try to make fun of somebody else. My favorite part is when she tries to backpedal and say that she felt unsafe. It's funny when people try to put a completely different spin on something that you didn't see in the original video at all. There was no mention of being unsafe, and we could see clearly that he just set the weights on the ground carefully. They made a clanking sound because they're metal, and the barbell was metal, and the clip was metal. This type of sound happens in gyms frequently. You know what I mean? Like, when we're addicted to working out, we get used to the sound of weights being sent carefully on the ground. It doesn't send us spiraling. When I watched that video, I didn't see anything unsafe. It looked like the guy was lifting a weight, making a little bit of grunting sound because he was putting in effort, and then setting the weight carefully on the ground, nowhere by you. The grunting wasn't really crazy or out of control. I saw no weights being thrown around, and I definitely did not see 1 second of you being unsafe. What I did see was somebody making fun of somebody else unnecessarily and saying they were annoying as fuck, when that person was just minding their own business. Either way, what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Leave a comment below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.